Yeah, well, welcome back to the Courage and 8-Shot Show. Today has probably been the worst Monday that I've had in about 3 months because I wore this Gucci t-shirt the first time that I've worn this t-shirt, and in the first day, I spilled salsa on it. Yeah.
You hate to see it.
And you know
That's
what?
not Gucci.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right.
Leave now.
And that's going to do it here for us at the Courage and 8-Shot Show. No, today is a very, very exciting day because we don't get to do this very often, but when we do, it's only because we like the person that much that we need to invite them again. This is the first time in a long time that we had another cameo by the same person.
Yeah, you can just say that you ran out of guests and you had to fill content.
We got plenty of guests, actually.
Who's your next guest?
Obama.
Obama, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the first
Maskless Obama. Did you guys see this? You didn't see it trending over the weekend?
Oh, Lord, we're really starting with that.
Well, I'm not saying we got to start with it because we got to do some ad read and stuff, but yes.
Yeah, maybe ad read before we go into the conspiracy theories?
It was not a conspiracy theory. Twitter was enraged
You know who our last guest was we had back?
Who?
We don't need to talk about maskless Obama.
No, well, why
first
not?
minute. Okay.
I'm just gonna bring it up. We don't have to talk about if it's okay to do so. But Obama had a birthday party, and the DJ snuck a picture of Obama dancing without a mask, and then the left and right, everybody was very upset.
You mean I was thinking Mike Myers mask, like Obama's gallivanting around his birthday with a hockey mask
And
on. And
pretending
I
to
was
be a serial killer.
I don't understand. That's fine, dude. Spit in each other's mouths if you're vaccinated. Though.
Well, no, but Tucker, you can still carry around the COVID-19 even if you're vaccinated.
I promise it's still worth it. I just was bathed in literally 85,000 people's bodily fluids at a music festival last weekend. Didn't get it. I put it to the test. You're welcome, everyone.
It's like Mythbusters.
Yeah. Does it work? Pretty sure.
Well, and what's great, too, is while you're bathing with all those people, Jake Gyllenhaal, Mila Kunis, and Ashton Kutcher all came out and said that they don't bathe regularly.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about this. Is there a did they quantify it what regular is? Is it every other day, or is it are they kind of being grody about it?
It was one of those moments where it's when they say sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes. I didn't want to believe.
I still want to meet
No,
Ashton Kutcher.
It's not that.
And
What I mean
Jake
by that is
Gyllenhaal
because
and
you
Mila
meet your
Kunis.
hero and then they let you down.
But
So I don't want to read that and then have permanently in my head that these people don't shower.
Well, I don't disagree with what they're saying, though. Not the entirety of it, but I actually agree that I think a lot of people that have skin issues or problems are actually caused by too much soap and too much bathing. The body and its natural oils, they tell you not. Why don't you wash you're not supposed to wash your hair
I
every
wash
day.
my hair every day. Sometimes
I don't wash
twice
my
a
hair
day.
every
If
day.
I sweat, I wash.
But
it.
I do shower at least twice a day, and you know why I don't get any of those skin issues? Because I use Irish Spring body wash. Not an ad, but Irish Spring.
Good to keep your deers away
Call
from your flowers.
Thank you.
Just shave it in there. My dad used to do it. I don't know if that's true, but he did it.
What?
Well, that's perfect. So Jericho is he has over 1.2 million followers on Twitch, over 1.2 million followers on subs and on YouTube or whatever. You guys, listen, you guys know who Jericho is. He's an OG. He doesn't need an introduction. But this episode is sponsored by Cash App, our favorite partner in existence.
Whoa. Wow. Hold up. Now, let me get a drink for this.
Wow.
Well, I can't say they're our favorite, but they give us the most money, so we need to show them the most amount of love.
Oh, is that how that works?
No, I'm just kidding. I love Cash App.
Yeah, I actually checked my Cash App today because on Cash App you can actually buy Bitcoin. And I didn't buy my Bitcoin. I won it from when I won $100,000 in Bitcoin here in Uno. And Bitcoin has been doing much better recently. And I'm still not in the green, but I'm getting there.
And if you would have used that Bitcoin that you had and converted it to Ethereum and bought CryptoPunks, you'd be rich.
That is.
If you actually think about that, when you won the Uno tournament, if you converted that into Ethereum and then bought CryptoPunks, you quite literally...
I'd never talk to you again.
I think the floor for CryptoPunks at that time were just in the thousands of dollars. But no, listen, guys, Cash App investing is free to use and free of fees. It allows you to own a piece of any stock with just $1. You can go download Cash App. And if you download today, use code THIEVES, THIEVES, for $10. You get $10 for free, and Cash App will send $10 to Gamers Outreach, which allows kids that are dealing with long-term treatment in hospitals to play video games. So remember to use promo code THIEVES and download it from the Cash App, or download Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today.
Cash App, if you see this, I want a full-fledged Cash App suit. to be able to wear from top to bottom. A green Cash App suit with the logos
Riddler,
all
but
over it.
instead of question marks, it's their logo.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I could be a Dark Knight villain.
That would be sick.
Call it like money bags.
Money bag.
Money bag.
It's like Mr. Krabs.
except he like has money. Or
Did you ever see that Mr. Krabs conspiracy? I think we talked about this.
We talked about this in the last episode.
Sorry, every time I think of Mr. Krabs,
He sold ketamine.
Yeah, you never.
No, this
we're
is
talking about a
theory.
different Mr. Krabs.
Oh, okay.
That
You're
the
not talking
secret
about
formula was actually
crab. Yeah. That, I feel like that's pretty. Like that's accepted, right? That's canon.
I didn't know that as a kid.
I don't know. Like, why else would he be so protective of it? Because then everybody would be like, oh, Mr. Krabs, you're a cannibal.
Because he likes money, and you know who else likes money? Me. By using Cash App's investing feature. Go check out Cash App today. Again, thank you so much, Cash App, our presenting sponsor of the show. Jericho.
What have you been playing on Twitch? I'm so curious what's always going on in your world. I feel like you've been playing CSGO for 10 years.
I'm actually on a little hiatus from tax shooters. I go through these phases every like 2-3 years where I'm like, wow, I hate this. So then I stop playing for a year, and then I get the itch again. So Counter-Strike, Valorant, too hard.
Done.
The youth are really good at the game.
Yeah.
I was never great.
It's sickening.
And so I've been playing a lot of just literally anything. I just started Hades last night. I know that game's fantastic, but I never played it. Not usually my style. Dating sims, really, yeah, like Doki Doki Literature Club, classic.
You say that like...
You should know about it. It
I
won
do.
awards.
I feel like you've played this before and talked about it
I
before.
probably did talk about it last time. I love that game, man, so much.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Hey, it's on the Switch. I don't know. It's one of the weirdest games
Is
that
it really?
Nintendo would put on the Switch. I'm imagining some kid like downloading it, and then they're like, "Yeah, Mom, look, it's such a cute game." It's definitely a cute game.
Have you played Pokemon Unite?
No, I think that it's shameless that so many professional mobile players go on there to sweat 5-year-old Tim. Like these kids
Did
are.
you see that? You saw that clip of the... Oh, dude, that shit is so funny. Oh, so funny to me. And they're just like stomping this family of 3.
like Scar, right? League of Legends, professional gamers, drenched in sweat, playing a kid's MOBA game.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, it's great. It's really introduced the kids to gaming very early on.
Did you guys
Poor
know?
kids.
I saw this on this morning. It's not on our sheet, but it was the most interesting thing I've ever seen. Tetris was the highest selling video game up until about 2013.
Yeah.
What?
Did you know that Halo never even cracked into the top 10 most sold games of all time?
Yeah, there's some fun games in there too, in the top 10 that are like weird.
San Andreas, up until like Minecraft, Super Mario was in the lead. I'm going to send you this, Alex, so that you can put this on screen for anybody that's watching on YouTube. But if you watch this, it's a 3-minute long video, and it just shows you the scale of when games are being released and when they overtake something else. It is
I
unbelievable.
love videos like this.
Wait, is this unit sales or top grossing? Because isn't GTA
Unit sales.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just unbelievable to think that Halo... You know what? We always talk about this back in the day when Halo was on Major League Gaming on the USA network. I always believed that Halo was one of the biggest games in the world, and I'm convinced now that there was just a small community that played Halo, and it was never actually as popular as we thought.
Brother, you got to think about it. It's not just gaming, but I mean, well, let's just say it's not just like video game sales, but it's like content, right? We think of everything as like Western centric. Everything's around America, right? So, the biggest creators, whatever. And then if you ignore Brazil, China, India, like these people, like there's 1 billion people in 2 of those 3. There's way more people than there are in the US. So it's not surprising at all to realize like, oh yeah, Garena Free Fire or whatever is like the #1 mobile game in Brazil. And they have
that
like,
shit crushes on YouTube.
yeah, and it's getting like billions of views per video, or not per video, but
It
like,
is.
Yeah, it's just nuts. So yeah, we kind of small.
I just can't believe, though, Tetris made it all the way until 2013, worldwide most sold video game.
I just looked up because I needed to make sure for myself.
Am I completely
GTA 5,
wrong?
150 million sales. Units.
And you know what? And people are like, when are we getting GTA 6? Why the hell would they make a new GTA when they make $1 billion a year on shark cards?
Yeah.
They just keep
They
selling
don't-
shark cards. Like,
I mean, my most frustrating part of that shit is I don't know if have you ever tried to stream GTA like online? It's impossible
why?
because they have no network
stream-
protection.
Yeah, stream snipers, huh?
No, not even stream snipers. They can just come grab your IP like it's Xbox
They grab your
360.
IP like it's an Xbox fucking Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Yeah.
Like you're just hit offline instantly.
I might get back into it just to DDoS some kids,
Yeah.
No, you won't
Let's
even
get Zone Alarm and
Bro,
Cain and Abel and boot some kids
a
offline.
little LOIC, and then just start kicking kids. Give them a taste.
Dude, we tried to stream. I tried to stream with Marcel and Wildcat, and we're like playing, and I'm a complete noob. I've never played GTA Online. I'm like, don't give me anything, nothing. I like walk into a store, walk out. The hacker just put every gun that's ever been in the game in my inventory. Put it in my inventory. He just starts spawning tanks on me. And we're like, can you just leave us alone? And he's typing in our server, which is completely closed. No way to getting in. He's like, yeah, sorry, I'll leave you alone. 10 minutes pass. It's obviously like a super socially weird person.
No
They just want
way.
attention. Yeah, no way.
2 Xbox 360s. No way.
The kid starts interrupting again, and Marcel's like, hey, can you just fuck off? Kid hears that and just spawns maximum amount of things on me. Game
Just
crashes.
your game. Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Your Graham.
next thing you know,
crashes your
100
brain.
Thieves House internet is down for like 6 hours. I don't know if Matt remembers.
Yeah, I
believe
do
it.
remember that. I was upset.
You're so dumb, bro.
Well, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Well, did you? Oh, actually, no, I didn't. Did you see the footage from today? They talked about GTA 5, the expanded version, the updated version for new consoles will run at 4K, 60 FPS, and it looked immaculate. It was the most beautiful game that I've seen.
Dude, I hope so, right? Like at this point.
But I wonder if
actually
they'll
nuts.
have network protection on an updated, expanded version of it.
No. We reached out to Rockstar on so many different things and trying to get any bit of comment or help just to start some sort of movement for streamers. Because you know how many more streamers would play that game?
Well, how come
The only
people weren't getting booted offline when they were doing role playing?
Because it's a private 5M server, and yeah, it's all these things.
Which, by the way, I'm not sure about the legality of 5M and whatever, but I'm pretty, like, it is a mod, right? At any point, Rockstar could just be like, nah, and then that's gone. Now, they haven't done that, and I don't think they would do that.
It would just
but-
be a slippery slope. If
Yeah.
they started banning certain servers, the community would revolt. And I
no.
can't believe
Yeah.
that you never got into role playing. I feel like that
I
would
did
have
play
been...
it once. The server, there's very long servers.
Yeah.
Server queues. And you can still get priority and still have a long server queue. And here I am streaming, and I'm like, I can't have my days be like, I'm ready to, you know me, I stay on a pretty good schedule. I plan to start at 9 a.m. I can't get on and be like, oh, today I just have a 2.5 hour server queue.
Yeah.
It just never interested me enough to.
And also, like, super cool idea. The roleplay community is incredible. The content that comes out of that is some of the best. But the problem for me is that if you want to get in there, you can't do it casually. You have a job. Like, you work in the roleplay server with a job. You pay rent and stuff. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, do I really want to spend 8 hours to flip burgers and like, I kind of did all this to avoid that. So, but I mean,
life comes full circle.
Right? Yeah. But I like the content's so good. So I wish it was a little more accessible. But that's kind of why it's.
And to your point that you mentioned, like how they could just decide this is done, or
Do they really have a fast food jobs?
they do.
Soda Poppin' was like head of the burger joint and was, you know.
And there was a lot of scandals that it was human meat if you kept up with the RP.
Yeah, exactly.
They had detectives and everything. Yeah, so, but that's a shared sentiment that actually a lot of the people that have recently moved to Facebook gaming, there's been a good handful of top GTA RP people because they go there and you get the bag, obviously. And yes, you take a hit to your audience, but it removes that fear of like, you never know. We all have felt this. You never know how long your stuff's gonna be popping. So when an opportunity comes up to have your literal next 70 years of financial secured for a couple of years, there's been a good handful of GTA RP streamers that have joined Facebook for that, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, that's a smart hire, right? Like trying to corner a community instead of just like getting the biggest names. You're like, oh, let's just bring the whole dedicated community.
Yep.
I don't think it's ever worked, but like, hey, you know, it's a smart idea and concept.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, I think about like a Zubu when they bought all of like CLG over or League.
I think GTA and Call of Duty are also two games that perform really well on Facebook gaming because they're such casual friendly games.
Yeah.
The casual, like I actually get GTA streams on my Facebook feed.
See, the real thing here is that you use Facebook enough to see any of this. I logged on like once in 6 months.
True.
And it's
My mom tags me in a lot of things, and I can't miss out on any of
right.
those.
Oh, see, yeah, my dad will send me something, and I'm like, all right, yeah, it's like a really good like old boomer meme.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Deep
need
fried.
this. Yeah,
They're like 10 years behind.
It's like,
You know
yeah,
what's
that's a Rickroll, Dad.
Oh my God, my brain is not working today.
Figure it out.
I know I had something that I really wanted to ask you, Tucker, and it was relevant to what we were talking about. We were talking about
It is natty. Yeah.
Facebook,
GTA, Facebook streaming.
Grand Theft Auto,
Twitch.
Game sales.
Twitch. Oh, you know what? I think that should be the barrier of entry as a test to be working in esports.
What?
Or you should get like a lifetime achievement award if you know what OWN TV or a Zubu is.
Right.
Nobody remembers this stuff. I feel like it's
old
the
news.
Mandela effect. You know, I'll talk about it. Somebody's like, "What are you referencing?"
Yeah.
You never heard of a Zubu in League of Legends and OWN TV?
I mean, that I don't even.
Did you know that Twitch used to be named after a person?
and we know him. And let me tell you, like, hey, Justin TV was a simpler time. Let's go back to Ustream using Flash Media Encoder.
Oh my God.
Wow. That was.
You're really aging yourself here.
Remember
I mean, you're close to
Wirecast?
40 now.
Oh my
Remember
God.
Wirecast?
I'm almost 40 now. Yeah, not even close. But yeah, kids these days, you have it too easy. You just plug in a capture card and it works. All right, I'm out here.
You get a TikTok account. One video goes viral. Boom. Next thing you know.
Let me ask you guys a question.
No.
Do you think I didn't want to finish it? Come on, Tucker. Jesus.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Yes is the answer to the question. Apex Legends.
Oh yeah.
Have we seen? This is unprecedented in my mind of what I can remember in the last few years. Usually, after a game loses its initial popularity or whatever lifespan that is, it never really recovers. I think the only example that I can think of is probably Rainbow Six Siege, where people played it a ton. All the biggest names were on the game, and then they all left, but that community continued to thrive and had its own segmented success. But now Apex Legends, which was really big at the launch, they paid all the biggest creators to come on and play the game for a couple weeks. It really, really gained traction. But then that was at the time where, you know, Fortnite was still doing really, really well, I believe.
still remember what happened.
What? Oh, do you? Okay.
Because Fortnite then, in response to that, was the first time
Oh,
they really
the
got
creator
shook.
codes.
They made the creator codes 4X for the Valentine's Day, and then they re-released the most requested skin, or one of the top 3, the soccer skins. And all these creators got a giga bag on the supporter creator. I mean, I remember how much I got paid, and I can think of how much bigger creators got.
Well, it must be a massive win, especially for Apex, just because they're not paying anybody to come back. It's just natural,
right? It's
consistency,
almost grassroots. I mean, first of all, like I love Vince and that whole team, right? The original Respawn Entertainment making Call of Duty 4. Obviously, things have changed around, but like got a lot of love for them, and it's built on Counter-Strike's, or I mean, on Source Engine, right? So the movement feels super familiar to people like me or my boy Flam, who played Counter-Strike, but then move over to Apex. So there's like, if I go and play Call of Duty, doesn't feel the same at all. It takes a little bit to get used to it, and that's like 1-to-1. And not only that, the game is good. It is probably, in my opinion, the best BR as a whole package out right now. And people got tired of Fortnite. People are getting you got tired of Warzone and the whole. I don't think Apex has any better hacking issues than Warzone. It's kind of tough, but it's a good game. It's a solid game, and it's not super surprising to me that it's still kicking and doing better now than it ever has, because they've updated, like they have ranking systems, they have new maps. They're doing a good job with that game, and it's free to play.
You know what? I actually, if I have time to play more games, and Jack, you've been playing it a ton, I'll let you talk about it in a moment, but I think that ranking system, from what I've heard, just sounds super addicting and super reassuring that the time you're spending trying to win is actually being rewarded. And I think that's my biggest gripe with what PUBG and Fortnite and even Call of Duty Warzone have turned into, where you play a game, you win, you do it for 8 hours, you stream it, then fuck, what does it really matter for? The fact that H1Z1 had a ranked play system towards the tail end of its popularity, and now Apex is like really the first BR since then to implement like a coherent ranking system, is mind-blowing to me. So I'm glad that they are reaping the benefits of building a complete game and not abandoning it over time after it wasn't doing as well as it used to.
Dude, it's crushing, man. It had its like biggest week since it like ever joined Steam. Like tying its peak.
Oh, that's
Steam
the other
account.
thing. It's in Steam now, by the way.
Yeah, it's
so
on
like,
Steam. You no longer need to do all that stuff. And
right.
Listen, Battle Royale fans are fickle. I've talked about this so many times. Like if someone plays League of Legends and they almost never play Dota, because the thought of learning another 150 characters and all those abilities and all those items is so ridiculous to you. But in the Battle Royale genre, if your game is struggling in the looks of Warzone right now and people are scared to go back to Fortnite for building, where Apex has just continued to keep their head down, they're on their 3rd map. The new one that's out now has been an overhaul of what is a fan favorite map with removing the worst parts of it to make it even better, World's Edge. And they've got the robust ranking system and not only their BR, but now their arena mode, which competes against Search and Destroy and Call of Duty.
Which is actually pretty fun from like completely a casual standpoint.
Yeah.
I jumped on, got me to get on again. It was fun.
And now they have ranked for that, which plays great too. So now you have people that can play ranked arena modes, which is like a combination of Valorant, CS, Search and Destroy type thing. You have obviously the BR. The thing they do so well with their BR, no one cares about Fortnite ranked mode in Arena because there's no cap to it. There's no leaderboard. There's nothing. You just hit champions like, okay, well, in Apex, you hit Masters, and then it's only the top 750 are Apex Predator, which is a fucking dope name for one.
Yeah.
You get a sick logo, and if you finish in the Apex Predator at the end of the season, you get a trail that no one else can get, a badge for your banner, which looks so dope, and it's so much you want to grind for and play for, and it feels really attainable. So when you add the consistent updates, their cheating is bad too, but everyone knows the dude Hideouts, who's continuing to hire for his Apex security team, who basically just checks his Twitter feed at all times, and people just send in people that need to be banned, and he just checks his mentions, talks directly to streamers, and now you're just sending that in, and they're getting banned, and you're hearing consistent feedback, and they're at least giving a public face to what they're doing.
That's so nice.
And I know that they're continually updating their anti-cheat. That I've been told internally, and it's right now everyone's just fed up with Warzone. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I was cutting you off because it gave me like a stem of thoughts. Really, what EA needs to do right now is going for the goddamn kill. And I'm not sure if they've spent the time doing this because we talked a little bit about Battlefield, but seeing the success of what Apex has done in probably like the last 2 months, they should be implementing all of these learnings into Battlefield. They need to come correct with the Battle Royale. They need to add a ranked play system. Out of any FPS that I've played, I think that Battlefield, when you think about the original OG games, that one was outfitted the best in terms of gameplay for a Battle Royale. And if Halo's not learning from these people, there needs to be a ranked play system. I know I sound like a broken clock because I fucking talk about it with every release of every Call of Duty and every game of all time. A ranked system is the only way to foster a community that sticks around, and they stick around for a very, very long time. It's the reason why Rainbow Six Siege, obviously other reasons the game is well played and it's got a lot of depth to it, but ranked play. Have more faith in your player base.
Valorant, yada yada.
I don't know if I would agree that Battlefield is like super if they need a ladder, like a traditional ladder. I agree that ranked play for a game like Apex or a game like Warzone or anything is really good, but for Battlefield and what they're doing with the free to play and with the what is it called, the one where it's just all Battlefield in one? Portal. Great idea. That content creation wise, it seems like a good lot of fun. But when you have 64v64, even 32v32, it, in my opinion, becomes a little bit difficult to try and have a consistent experience with your team because there's so many moving parts.
Your
so
impact
many people.
isn't as felt.
Right. Yeah. You are one of 32, not one of 6.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just meant for Battle Royale more than anything.
I mean, I agree that they should do a Battle Royale. I don't know why Halo ain't doing a Battle Royale. I think Halo has the perfect time to kill for a Battle Royale. It's already there. It's good. Just
I think they'll have it.
I mean, I hope. There's been that leaked audio of Battle Royale. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that.
There was leaked audio that people data mined that you hear. It's the Halo voice going, Battle Royale.
Well, that's probably why I was delayed for a whole year.
I mean,
I guarantee it.
I hope so.
I don't care what they do. I just wanted to see it in there. I will say, I saw TikTok on my feed last night when I was mindlessly scrolling. 350,000 likes. It was a TikTok. You guys got to go back and play Battlefield Firestorm. Like Battlefield Firestorm right now. And
it was fun.
And that was Battlefield's BR and World War I, I think it was, themed.
Right.
But it literally, when you talked about it, it was like a viral TikTok. And so many too are of Splitgate as well, being like, go play this.
Well, you mentioned we were talking about games that have like a weird bump in popularity. Splitgate is the most absurd version of this. So back when Splitgate crowdfunded, I believe, 2
years ago,
launched 2 years ago, they signed me on as like a launch partner. So I was, my job was to stream it for a couple hours every week. And I loved the game. Conceptually, it was dope, but it was like $25. It wasn't free to play. The El Dorito, the Halo mod, had just come out or was like still popping. And then Master Chief Collection was coming out for PC. So they had a lot of competition here. I got back on because a lot of my casual gaming friends were like, hey, have you ever heard of Splitgate? It's in beta. It just came out. And I was like,
no.
What are you talking about? There's no shot that there's people out here 40-minute queue times to get into this game now. It's incredible. Game plays great. It's great. If you want Halo, now's a good time to jump in and play some Splitgate. But like that's another one of these games that had such a great community, and maybe TikTok or something else just popped it off. So
well, they talked about that their player count actually beat out the likes of Among Us when it first began, because Among Us was like a 4-month window where it went from like 250 to 2,000 to 7,000 to then 150K, then 400K. Well, the reason why this has popped off is it released for free on consoles, became the #1 trending game on PlayStation and Xbox, and then it was like a complete re-release via Steam too. So the Steam numbers have shot up to like 70K, but the thing is they are massive on console.
Half the people,
more than half their player base is console.
Yeah.
So we don't really have those numbers, but their Twitter account went from 32,000 followers that was stagnant across the last 2 years. I think right now it's like 450,000 in a month's time.
That's amazing.
The power of TikTok.
Without even having a full game release, I think they're already, just from what they've done in the last few months, they're a $1 billion company at minimum, in my opinion.
Well, there's been rumors that Epic's trying to get them. As they
that would be a very epic move to pick up Splitgate, and they're like, hey, another competitive esports title. Here we go.
Yep, there we go.
Shifting gears here, because you know what? The producers did a good job, because I haven't even heard much about this story, and I'm on TikTok, social media. I follow pretty much all the biggest controversies. Austin McBroom is under fire with lawsuits for YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing pay. Austin McBroom has been hit with multiple lawsuits, and as I get to the end here, you guys are going to be mind blown. Austin McBroom has been hit with multiple lawsuits over claims of not paying the fighters involved in the Battle of the Platforms that happened in June. A lot of influencers actually are comparing it to the likes of Fyre Fest, which was that huge festival that was just an absolute nightmare, like third world country, disastrous conditions. And some of the complaints of being mobbed by fans, even though they had select seating. Some of the fighters have claimed that they and their trainers have yet to be paid. And meanwhile, Austin has sued LiveX Live, that janky-ass app that we were trying to figure out how to watch this damn thing. But they are countersuing him for over $100 million. Let me say this. I'm not Austin McBroom. I can't walk a day in his shoes. He's been on YouTube for a very long time. They get a lot of viewers. Probably doing really, 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 really well financially. Whether the case for being sued for $100 million has any substance behind it, I would never put myself in the position to actually have that stress be upon my doorstep. You know what I mean? You're already so well off. Nothing can touch you. You're financially secure. You will get 1 million views of video. I don't understand what the point is for all of these TikTokers and YouTubers to try to start boxing. I know that the money is good, and I know maybe it's fun to try something new, but specifically for Austin McBroom, why would you even put that much exposure out for yourself to have that opportunity to come into legal issues?
I mean, LiveX Live, not to, we'll tiptoe around it, but not a great platform for viewing from a consumer perspective, right? They did a bunch of the stuff in music. So back when I was starting in music, I would watch what they were doing, and I'm like, oh, so there's people that do this like weird, super premium, we'll produce your live stream type thing. And so the fact that they're countersuing for $100 million, we don't know the contents of the suit. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, but it kind of sounds to me like they just want him to just F off, just fuck off, stop, like leave us alone. Nobody's winning here. But if you don't pay the people that were pivotal in making the pay-per-view event successful, it's not a good look.
Well,
but we don't know the background of it.
But the issue is, exactly, we don't know the background, so I don't want to speak ill upon Austin McBroom, but I'm sure if I can make an assumption, if he's hanging on to cash, or there's an issue with LiveX or whatever the fuck is going on, he probably thinks like, I was the name that really made this fight what it is today. I mean, that's the other issue too. It's like, if you know what staying power you have and how many seats you're going to put in the arena, or butts in the seats and pay-per-view buys, why have 6 or 7 undercards? What's actually the point? You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I'll admit it. I watch all of the Jake Paul.
I watch all of them.
Same. I mean, it's fun for me, partly because I know the people, right?
Yep.
But I like watching. I like watching people fight awfully. Like I'm sorry, it's just like watching a bar fight with gloves.
Yeah.
So it's entertaining to me. So I get why they would do it, and I'm sure the paycheck, like you said, is really good, because we've seen them do, like, KSI doesn't need the money, but if he's doing it, he's getting a bag. And it's definitely helping with a lot of notoriety with these people who I didn't know about, and now I'm watching them get the shit kicked out of them. I'm like, nice. Now I'm aware of this person.
Yeah.
So maybe exposure through that, but either way, we got a video here.
There's a full 18-page document that can be found on Google Drive if you guys are more curious about this.
According to the reports, there was only 139,000 pay-per-view buys.
Wait, which is a lot. Let's just explain this, because with how easy it is that I would never say you should do this, but how easy it is to watch streams like this illegally. 139,000 paid. What was the amount? Like $60 pay-per-view? That's a shit ton of pay-per-view. But 2.2 million? Are you kidding me?
Well, the problem is when you have somebody as big as Austin McBroom, I mean, view for view, video for video probably does as well as Logan Paul, and he was probably under the assumption that he could sell as many as Jake or Logan without any issues. And the fact that they only sold 139,000 when you have Jake and Logan Paul blowing that out of the water, it's
Do you think, though, because
somewhat concerning.
Right. But do you think that Jake and Logan Paul are fit? JJ is a huge star, right? And then you have like the undercards are people that have some sort of understanding of the community that they're in, right? Maybe it's Deji, maybe it's whoever it is. So I am almost as invested in the undercard fights as I am with the people that they're taking it seriously. They're training like they just fought Floyd Mayweather, So I like a little bit different of scale here when you're talking about somebody who I don't know who Austin McBroom is. Full stop. Like I don't look at TikTok, and I very rarely look on YouTube. I'm sorry. So what I'm saying is, like, I knew of this event, but I didn't know because of him. I just knew because people were talking about it.
And I think it was actually poor strategy. When I think about the marketing and the timing of the event, I would not have done this on the heels of one of the biggest fights of all time with Logan Paul and Mayweather.
It was the weekend after, right?
I would not exactly. I would not follow it up. You had a bunch of creators who went to the Mayweather fight. And then you can't stay more than a week in Miami. So they got the fuck out of there. There was nobody, at least that I can remember, that at the top of my head, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who was actually at the event, there was nobody I can remember from like a social perspective that was there, like promoting the fight, excited to be there. And then you have Austin McBroom, who, yes, has a really big audience on YouTube, but his demographic, in my opinion, if I could look at the back-end analytics compared to Logan Paul, is wildly different. His entire channel is around family and their young kids and his wife. So there's no way. I mean, it is so off-brand for somebody like Austin McBroom, whose demographic is probably somewhere between, little kids and then middle-aged women. You know what I mean? And you have them trying to box.
You make a really good point, though.
And that's the other issue that I've always had with Austin McBroom. I don't even know the guy well. I just have seen it when you try to be a family YouTuber and you always are talking so innocently and kindly on camera, and then you're on Instagram like, what the fuck is up? Just boxing people, beating the shit out of people, talking shit to people. I'm like, all that wholesomeness goes away in my mind. It just not exist. Yeah. It's not real.
That's funny. Yeah, if he's playing if he's playing both sides of the coin, it's just gonna make people confused.
It's just strange.
Yeah. So
it's strange to me.
Well, that was the one that Jarvis fought at, right?
Yeah.
I think I watched that fight
too, because Jarvis,
he got scammed. I remember this. Right? I don't know if he got scammed, but I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that I was watching the fight and I was like, oh, he wins, and then they called it a draw.
Jarvis won by knockout.
Oh, okay, never mind, different one.
But then right after, he had the Save the Children, Feed the Children scandal.
Yeah.
Right after with Kay. Everybody in the world was on Jarvis's side. His social media was blowing up. Everything was exploding, and then boom, Feed the Children.
Yeah, I know you're jealous that I just found.
Is it Save the Children or Feed the Children? Which one?
It was Save the Children, which,
You're jealous that I just found this truly underneath my seat.
I am, and now him and Kay haven't said a word in months. So.
Guys, we gave a shout out to one of our sponsors. It's time we should give a shout out to another one of our sponsors, Jericho. We're really doing this shit out here, man.
You didn't get me one?
There was only one under my seat. Today's podcast brought to you by Truly Hard Seltzer.
Yours. Oh, you don't want it?
No.
With 27 deliciously different flavors, there's a Truly for every occasion. No, seriously, every occasion. Take golf, for example. Crushed a drive on the first tee and drained your birdie putt.
Wait.
That doesn't sound like Nate Shot.
Let me read this.
That doesn't sound like Nate Shot.
No, let me read this. It's about golf. And I can read, I swear. With 27 different delicious flavors, there's a Truly for every occasion. No, seriously, every occasion. Did you know people drink Trulies while they play golf?
Yeah. Trust me.
Well, get this. I crushed a drive on that first tee and drained the birdie putt. Celebrate with a Truly lemonade. It's the best. Strawberry lemonade. I'm this up. Cut the part because it's an ad read. You triple bogeyed the second and chucked your wedge into the water. I've definitely done that before. Been there. Crack a wild Barry tall boy and get in your cart and do the drive of shame to the next hole. You know, it's never really a drive of shame, in my opinion. It's more of just road rage on a golf cart, and you want to kill inanimate objects, a.k.a., like, you know, people.
In-game, of course.
In-game. Plus, their newest pack is a perfect way to punch up your summer. Truly Punch comes in 4 delicious flavors: citrus, tropical berry, and fruit punch, packed with all sorts of juicy goodness. It's their biggest flavor yet. Want to see what real flavor and variety is all about? Pick up a pack of Truly today. Ladies and gentlemen, I drink Trulies every time I'm on the golf course, and I must say that this is the best addition that you can have, even more so than any golf club you can add to your bag. Take the 2-iron out. You don't need it. You can't hit it. I know for a fact Trulies. You cannot hit your 2-iron. You can fit more Trulies in your bag. Listen, if you got a 3-iron, you don't need that either. Some of you don't even need a 4-iron. My golf instructor, or I went to do the Titleist Performance Institute.
Yes.
They told me I shouldn't even have a 4-iron or 5-iron in my bag because I can't swing the club hard enough to justify having it. So I promise you.
They just called you a weak little man.
Yeah, they fitted me with a 7-wood, a 5-wood, a 5 hybrid. I mean, they basically called me 70 years old.
Talking about.
Get rid of your 2-iron and drink some Trulies.
You guys want me to make you depressed for a second?
No, but
I saw a tweet earlier.
I'm already depressed.
A tweet earlier that today is the last day of the year where the sun is setting after 8 p.m. until May 22nd, 2022.
Yeah,
I
summer
think,
solstice.
Yeah, which is in June.
That's
Matt.
not even correct, yeah.
June 21st is the longest day of the year.
So what did you just say?
I said that today is the last day the sun sets at or after 8 p.m.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard.
May of 2022.
My mood is literally tied to how early the sun sets.
Same.
Like,
why the fuck does daylight savings exist? Fuck everyone that thinks it should exist. I love you, Arizona, because Arizona just said, fuck it, we're not doing it.
Do you want me to make you even more depressed?
Yeah.
We voted as Californians to remove daylight savings time, I believe 4 or 6 years ago. However, we need permission from the federal government to do it. Because, whatever. So they just said, all right, we'll do it later. And so we could be with Arizona. We could have an extra hour. I don't care about the morning sun. Who want it?
We have enough influence, I think, where we can tell the federal government what we want.
5,000 likes, and we'll keep
no,
the sun out.
guys. I don't want to be divisive here, but I really like when the sun goes down early because and that's saying something because I like to golf, and the longer the sun's out, the more golf you can play in a day. But my point is, there's something comforting about growing up in the Midwest. You grew up on the East Coast, you did as well. When the sun goes down early, that just reminds me of the fall and the winter and Christmas and video games. You know, it was always a time where I didn't need an excuse to go inside and play video games because it was getting dark at 5 o'clock at night. So something about the nighttime just settles me in and makes me feel better. I enjoy the sun going down early. I'm sorry.
I don't. With my stream schedule, if I stream normally inside my little booth, my soundproof box, I don't see the sun. I wake up, I walk my dog, and I'm like, this is going to be great. And then by the time I'm done, it's been gone for like an hour and a half. And then I have to walk.
Why do you still use the booth?
Because I have neighbors and I care about them a little bit, just like a little bit. Also, great acoustics.
I don't disagree, but I felt like the booth was specifically for the last place that you were living in, and I can't imagine that you would have an issue in this new building. It seems like a really nice, lofty space.
Yeah, those walls are so thick.
Isn't it concrete? It's like solid concrete?
There's really no reason for you to...
You don't need that box anymore.
Acoustics.
Get some daylight. Acoustics, motherfucker.
No, because I stream inside a conference room. It echoes.
I understand my point.
Can you, cut out one of the walls and talk into it?
Yeah, so literally,
microphone
I don't have a door.
technology is incredible nowadays. You don't...
I'm not taking my acoustics advice from you, okay?
Listen, you know what? Now, take the 5,000 likes away for daylight savings. 5,000 likes, and Jericho will no longer stream in his booth.
That's not true.
But streaming might be so much more enjoyable if you can actually see the sun, so you don't feel like a piece of shit like you were in Vegas for 24 hours straight.
That's really what I do feel like. I feel like sometimes I come out of a Friday drinking stream and I'm back on the show floor in Vegas. It's like 6 p.m. It's dark out. I'm starving. I've been drinking way too many light beers. I mean Trulies, and it's just I could do without that.
Nice
so
save.
Yeah.
No. I listen. Fuck daylight savings. Tell that shit to end, bro.
True.
I don't fuck with daylight savings.
Who cares about it? What did we even do it for in the first place? Crops?
That was what it was for originally, right? Well,
I don't eat crops.
Did you guys see the weather report that came out today from the UN or the climate report?
Oh,
it's
so
not
exciting.
on these sheets, and I can't speak of it too in depth.
Good.
Yeah, it's not good. So basically, global warming is way worse than they could have ever imagined. And by the end of like next year, there's not going to be any ice or something left in the Antarctic.
You grossly sped this
Bro,
up.
you know what?
We got 12 months before the Arctic Circle is just the circle. There's no Arctic.
Hey, I'm gonna go find it.
It's 30 years, they said. In 30 years, we may hit it. We are dangerously close to hitting the point of no return where the glaciers, Greenland's glaciers are going to melt. The Siberia's permafrost is going to melt, and is melting. And once that melts, that's just a shit ton of carbon. It's been frozen forever. So when it melts, it releases all the carbon way faster than anything we could do, and it kind of like, yeah, we just heat this bitch up.
Listen, man, what's scary is we have a clip from the podcast where we talk about COVID before, it was like January, and we were like, this coronavirus thing, yeah, it's called COVID-19. It's starting to, we literally talk about it on the podcast with Brooke and Ray.
So it's your fault.
And then, yeah.
I spit in Tom Hanks' mouth.
But now talking about this makes me
actually
think that like this
flex.
is a clip that 10 years from now I'll look back on and be like, man, if only we knew how crazy it would be. Just like where we think, if only we knew what would happen with COVID. Like,
I had a Mandela effect moment when we were talking about Delta Plus, the new variant coming from Delta. Delta Plus sounds like a first-class upgrade.
Yeah, just wait till Delta Business gets a hold of us. We're screwed.
It's creeping up, and it's going to happen quicker than you think, and you're going to get a warm cookie at the end of your flight.
At least.
But what freaked me out was that I don't remember a time now when coronavirus, I think, was the name for COVID, but now it's only referred to as COVID-19. Nobody says Corona anymore.
No one references.
I don't remember Corona anymore. I just remember COVID-19.
Yeah, I mean, COVID-19 is like they're both the same thing. Because a coronavirus is what it is. It's not the coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's a
One of them.
coronavirus. So it's just like COVID-19 is the one that it is. So I'm glad we're back.
Shut the fuck up, Tucker.
I actually
Okay.
have that in my,
With
I have
your
that in my
logic.
joke. I have that in my
You're so
joke
smart.
repertoire.
Oh yeah.
I make jokes like, oh man, if you go on that subway, that's where you get COVID-20 and gets a good laugh because it's the next. You can all use that.
Yeah.
You're
You
all
should be
allowed.
like, what did my
Comedian?
friend say? Yeah, no, he was like, oh man, the Delta variant's crazy, but once we get the American Airlines variant, it's not going to be airborne anymore. So no safe. We're all
Also
safe.
get the 737 MAX variant.
You know what's really strange about all
gonna be
these
grounded.
COVID protocols that I keep thinking about?
Mm.
And I don't think this is actually polarizing or divisive, so don't stop me.
Usually things that follow that are polarizing and divisive. But let's hear it.
So they have everybody wearing masks again in LA County.
Mhm.
And I'll say this. In the last 2 months, I went to Vegas. I've been in high, densely populated areas. People are flying to Miami. There's no travel restrictions. Yes, of course, if you want to travel internationally, that's a little different. You need proof of vaccination, proof of a negative COVID test. But people are still out living their everyday lives, whether it's in Arizona, whether it's in Florida, whether it's in the South with the Alabama concert that I went to. There are still people just living their lives as COVID doesn't exist. And you have them all flying around this country, and a lot of people are probably ending up in LA. These mass restrictions, to me, don't even make sense. They don't truly make sense to me because it does not really matter. Because if you wear a mask to a restaurant, what do you do as soon as you sit down? You take it off. This shit is bonkers, brother. There's no logic behind it.
I get where you're coming from, right? Like Florida's not doing too hot, and by that I mean they're already
21,000 new cases.
Yeah, well, they're already past the highest they've ever been, right? Texas and Florida are like 70% of all new cases.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you're vaccinated, you won't go to the hospittal. Go ahead.
You shouldn't, but you may, But like, I mean,
Probably not.
ultimately, it is kind of annoying to have to play that game where I went out to a bar last night, so I put my mask on to walk the 5 feet from the door to the bar, and then I took the mask off, and I was like, why did I even what's the point of that?
And that's my point.
But yeah,
I don't want to sound like I'm anti-masking because I wore masks all throughout COVID. I was very safe. I've never had COVID. I got vaccinated. I'm not even going to get to that.
I think you guys got COVID when you came from the McGregor fight way early on in Vegas back in like November.
Never had the antibodies, and it was in January, but
okay.
even worse. To be
Yeah, even
honest.
worse.
My point is, though, what you just said is really what I'm trying to get at. It's the mask rules don't really even logically make sense.
They do in some areas, right? Like if you're in school, if you're around people for a while, but like the bars and stuff, if you're not gonna have a capacity limit on the bars, man, I was in a cuddle puddle with like 14 strangers at the bar last night. It was just like one of those big open, like they just had a big pillow seating, and so like, yeah, how many people were gross on there?
I was in a club 3 nights ago celebrating a birthday. You walk in with the mask. The second you get a drink in your hand, you don't need a mask because you're technically having a drink.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want, again, I want to reiterate, I don't want this to be cut out of, there needs to be perspective. This is my point, is that the masks, the mandate, school, that makes sense. In a hospital, makes sense.
Airplanes,
yeah, I could see that, even though they say that's like airplane is probably the safest place you could be.
Because of HEPA filters.
With the HEPA filters. But my point is, the people in LA, they're not following these mandates. Even the restaurants aren't enforcing them. If you're walking around without a mask, they truly don't care.
Some of them do.
It's just,
I got yelled at
Did
because
you?
I went to the bathroom,
Oh,
but I was like,
You're a terrible person.
I know. I probably killed
There's
somebody.
one takeaway from this is get vaccinated.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
We're all
please.
vaccinated and just do it. Thanks. MLB and Barstool Sports.
I think it's genius.
I think that this. I wanted to actually talk about this because
I
I
don't
think
even
this
know what
is
you're
so-
talking about. People
so-
watch baseball?
Exactly, and that was what I was going to get
That
to.
was supposed to make people mad.
Yeah, I love watching baseball. Matt, I think, can attest to this. I've watched in full over half the Yankee games this year, and I've probably watched in some capacity 85 to 90% of them.
Jesus.
I love watching the Yankees. It's always been one of my favorite sports team.
A lot
ever.
of masturbating.
Yeah,
Hey,
I do.
2021, you know?
When we win, I do. Okay, but
gotta get
MLB
your-
has always struggled because they've struggled to kind of catch on to the new age, the new audience, the TikTokers, as you put it. NBA, I think, has always done a phenomenal job. NFL, I think, has done a
Pretty good
decent
job.
job. MLB's always been pretty damn horrible. They've had terrible broadcast restriction rights. YouTube accounts like John Boy Media has done a great job of like breaking down baseball moments that has gotten a lot of people into it. If you don't watch him, you need to. I've become friendly with him and his guy Jake, and they do such a great job for the sport of baseball that I think the MLB needs to wake up and do things like this, where they are in significant talks with Barstool Sports to broadcast games. Apparently, the team could create a new type of broadcast with a focus on in-game gambling. While the deal is currently 50-50 in terms of happening, the idea would potentially have the national midweek games on Barstool's platforms. I think Barstool,
It's genius.
yeah, for
It's-
some
I mean,
people,
it's
they're
truly
polarizing,
genius.
but I think that this is a genius thing for the game, and I think doubling down into the sports betting, which is going to continue to expand. 2 more states just started to allow sports betting this week, and it's going to take over all 50 states for sure. This is a great way, I think, for the MLB to get more eyes on their sport.
The first traditional sport to fully embrace real-time sports betting will just catapult back into it would be unprecedented, and it would be absolutely massive. I mean, with sports gambling being legalized state by state so quickly. I mean, Barstool just announced that it's available in Colorado.
Yep.
And, I mean, even now, you have a lot of people that sports gamble illegally, but can you imagine if the MLB actually built out a structural mechanism with a platform like Barstool to actually bet on real time? This is going to be a walk. This next pitch is going to be a strike. This next swing is going to be a miss.
I'm going to be broke. I don't even give a shit about baseball. I'm up.
Exactly. It's going to be like
Go next. Go next.
injecting fucking heroin.
I mean, yeah, whether woo.
I've never done it. I'm just saying they say it's one of the most addictive things you can do.
Yeah, I don't.
Fuck
I'm not a
you
huge
guys.
bettor, but I do enjoy I enjoy betting on the Super Bowl with my friends and stuff like that. Right?
Yep.
Cool. I think that the biggest thing that MLB has difficulty with is making the game, like you said, appeal to the younger generation. Like, there's so many archaic rules, not just written rules, but also like the whole thing. Like, people get mad if you flip your bat still. Like,
It's insane.
want
it's insane.
I want people
Shut
to
up.
literally what is it? What is the group where they do from fucking wrestling?
DMX?
Yeah, where they would fucking.
No, it's not DMX.
No, not DMX.
I get what you're saying.
Diamond Boy? Degeneration
Yes,
X, yeah.
whatever it is. But where they do, bro, bat flipping is so sick. Fernando Tatis,
He's-
had to apologize for a fucking grand slam he hit last year because the Dodgers manager was being a little bitch or some shit like that. And then what's
He
great
swung
is,
on a 3-0 pitch, right? Or something.
Yeah,
when
and
he
he was
Grand
like, it's an
Slam.
unwritten rule. And I'm like, shut
dude.
up.
And meanwhile, Tatis and people like Shohei Ohtani are incredible for the game.
Ohtani's nuts.
They're getting people so interested. If you look at any Instagram post from SportsCenter about Ohtani, they're like, I started watching baseball again because of him. And it is just exactly what they need to do. And I also think a great way to get people more interested in, I'm sorry, I'll let you go second.
No, you're good.
Is how can they really, I think MLB do a better job of putting in perspective, how incredibly hard it is to hit a baseball by an MLB pitcher. How have they never given, it should be a thing at ballparks or at these different events where you can simulate what it's like to hit a major league pitcher or put in perspective. When people are hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball is like stepping into a street and dodging a car that's 3 feet away from you, like that's going 60. Or just put it in perspective somehow. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, and you were mentioning Ohtani and how electrifying he is his season. One thing that I thought they did really well, but I think they've only done for exhibition matches, is miking up players on the field or at bat.
Yep.
So they're talking in real time, like
Astro Gaming listening.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I mean, literally. But for MLB,
They do it for the All-Star game.
But you can't do that on. I mean, I get it. You can't do that with many other sports, but they have like the NFL has the mic'd up series. But that to me, I was listening to them have like banter. He's talking to the guy who's just got walked on first base. I'm like, oh, like this is engaging content that.
Yep.
I need more of this. I need more personal interaction with the players, with the teams, because so many games. There's so many games.
Yep.
It's just tough.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Barstool. They even partnered up with the Arizona, one of the bowl games, and now they get the exclusive broadcast rights to the Arizona Bowl. And I think the Penn acquisition of Barstool was probably one of the best and most intuitive. Not intuitive. It was just an incredible acquisition that I don't think a lot of people understand how much of effect it will have on gambling and broadcasting for traditional sports for many, 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 many years to come. So shout out to Dave Portnoy and Erica over there. I know that Dave Portnoy can be very polarizing and has done things in the past that people frown upon, and they have a lot of strong opinions. But at the very little, at minimum, you have to have respect for the business that they've built, especially in a time where everybody is very, very soft and very sensitive in modern day. So I think it's interesting. And I'm excited to see the business that they continue to build around that.
It's incredibly smart, and I would love to watch Big Cat and them like commentate over these games.
It'd be amazing,
dude.
Yeah.
If that's even a thing with their planning, like, bro, I love that shit.
I mean, I really love the casters, like the profound, not the profound, but the voices that you can just remember from watching sports growing up, like the Al Michaels and the Mike Breen and all these guys. But think about co-streaming on Twitch and how popular it's become. Can you imagine if Barstool did have broadcast rights to the Major League Baseball, and like you said, Dave Portnoy and Big Cat could be commentating a game? It'd be bonkers how many people would be watching that.
I mean, I got to tell you, some of the best thing that the NFL did is the Thursday night football games on Twitch. Like, I got to do that with their first season, and Tim and Nick and a bunch of our friends do that. I can't get enough of what I will watch games I don't care about, because watching with Nick or Tim who have bet on the game or have some investment into it, their reactions along with me, it like really quantifies what's so special about live streaming, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, whatever. You're on a couch with a bunch of your friends, and that engagement with the chat, seeing people, meme professional athletes in real time to things that they do. It's a special, unique viewing experience that you're not going to get anywhere else. So
I watched so much more NFL because of
Yeah.
Tim. I never watched the NFL.
Oh.
I watched more NFL games or parts of NFL games because of Tim's co-stream. I've said a million times how badly I would love to have the ability to do that for Yankee games. And like, I almost think I would broadcast almost every single one if I was able to.
You know who was ahead of their time? I'm trying to correlate these thoughts together. Remember when Xbox and Netflix, I think it was a partnership where you could sit in a lobby with your friends on Xbox and watch Netflix together? Did I make that up? Remember when you'd have 4 of your avatars go into a movie theater and sit next to each other?
That, yeah.
And then they had like the 1 vs. 100 or whatever where you could play the live game show.
That was so
That was
next
crazy.
level, because you could win like $1 million, right? But it was all live.
Yeah.
I forgot. It was a core memory I'd forgotten.
Yep. That shit was nuts.
It's so funny to think about now when you're in the world of venture and you talk about like creator economy, you talk about video games now being a social platform for kids. That's where they go to hang out on Fortnite. It's crazy how ahead of its time Xbox was, because you came home and you hung out with your friends in an Xbox Live party. It's crazy. They were so far ahead of its time.
Man, I saw my first pair of boobs playing Uno on Xbox.
Oh, when they have in their avatars,
Let me tell
right?
you. No, I mean, you could literally turn a Kinect camera on or whatever. Like, not even. It was like that circle cam, the one that was just like a USB plug. Yeah, dude. Uno Xbox 360 was a different beast.
It was
so
wild.
good.
I saw boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really far ahead of their time, and then the Xbox One launch was happening, and that was just a shit show.
Yeah, well, I still don't have a PS5, so I don't even know anymore. Unless I get these things gifted.
Well, Series X is different. I'm talking about the Xbox One. Remember when they were doing like you can't share your game? Do you remember that?
I don't.
Oh, at E3 they announced like on Xbox One you can't share your games, and PlayStation. That's how they won the console battle. They literally made that famous ad where they were like, "Here's how you share games on PlayStation 4."
Oh,
And it
that's
just
right.
passes
I
it.
forgot. Yeah.
Xbox One shit, and then that's when that dude left, that terrible face, and Phil Spencer came in and has been rebuilding and now surpassed what they once were. Phil's great.
Did you guys see Frosty got banned on Twitch today for watching Black Panther in its entirety?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And it was the extended director's cut trailer, not the movie. How do people not get that?
I got it. I mean, hey, that man continuously surprises me with his ability to just like he really frosties it up like every time.
People are tagging and like yelling. Like, stop. He's like, stop tagging Disney and yelling at them guys. Like, he's like, I don't want them to find out that it wasn't only Black Panther. Because he's watched, like, every Marvel movie under the sun, but they only pinned him for Black Panther.
I'm more impressed that, like, they even got him, if I'm honest, right?
Dude.
Like, somebody snitched.
Somebody
we got to
from
find
Twitch
out.
chat or Twitch staff was probably in there like, this cannot go
Well,
on
it also doesn't help because he'll be sleeping, and whoever he's doing the stream with will run his Twitter account. He'll call them management. Meanwhile, it's whoever the dude is that's at his house helping him with the streamathon, and he'll tweet like, he literally tweeted last night, just finished Black Widow, heading to Avengers: Age of Ultron. Like, Frosty has 250,000 followers.
How could this possibly not have worked?
Breaking the law live on stream.
What a self-report.
Dude, from his own account, and in parentheses, it'll say management. Meanwhile, it's the dude that's just on his stream.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm gonna just say it was a good decision to kick him out 100. Imagine Disney comes at the net.
No, he didn't want to resign. This is the best part. It's like we probably weren't going to resign the mob just because they get too fucking wild on the timeline.
Yeah.
But Frosty was like, "Yeah, you guys are right. I can't do this again," because he didn't want the muzzle. And he sent me a text like a month after he left. He's like, "Hey, I just want to say thanks for the opportunity. I know you really believed in us there for a while." And I was like, "Yeah,
6 months.
yeah, yeah." And then you guys didn't make a YouTube video for a fucking year.
Yeah. Well.
And then Avalanche came and filmed a video. It was so good to see him. I was just like, man, this ain't right, dude. Pouring out one for the homies.
Into your water cup.
I want the water to taste
pour it on
better.
this mahogany desk.
Yeah.
Made from real redwood trees.
It's literally composite.
How long have we been at? It's probably like an hour. All right.
Look at us.
Well, I had a lot of fun, Tucker. Is there anything you want to talk about that we didn't cover? I mean, we didn't really have a plan. We interviewed you last time, so I can't ask you too many questions.
Nah, it's always good to shoot the shit with you guys, and we've spent many a drunk night recently together, so always fun.
We had our get together the other night, and the next morning, Maddie's like, "Last night was such a success. It was so much fun. I finally got Will Neff and Tucker's contact info, so now I can talk to them directly."
I felt so bad. Like, it's
plan
not
things.
Yeah, she was just like, "Hey, so do you want to like follow me back on literally anything?" And I was like, "Oh, my bad. Like, I'm not good at that. I don't know who." Yeah. But anyways, I hope she took it personally, deeply.
Yeah, she did. She cried for 3 hours.
Thank God.
But no, we very much love and appreciate you. And,
we do.
Every time we're together, I smile and I have a damn good time.
Shout out Gamer Shore.
Yeah.
Gamer Shore. Is that?
It's that early gamer house that we did years
forgot.
ago.
I didn't realize it was called Gamer.
Do you know I unfollowed T Martin on Twitter out of anger?
Because what did he do?
I'm not even kidding. I did this 3 weeks ago, and I somewhat feel bad about it. I've known T Martin for 10 years, maybe even longer. And the Gucci bag had just got announced. And T Martin he's been uploading videos just trying to get engagement, and there must be some Twitter algorithm thing that he's trying to hit because he just takes old games and puts up a video of it.
Dude, I gotta call him out for that. Yo, Trevor, stop doing this. It's pissing me off.
Him and Chaos Silencer, they just they try to get people's opinions on old Call of Duty guns and.
But it'll just be the Modern Warfare 2 loading intro.
Twitter. I'm not sure if it's Twitter monetization that they're
Twitter
trying to
monetization.
hit. Yeah, but here's the thing. T Martin put out a video of Gucci, and he was like, "So what's everybody think about this 100 Thieves Gucci bag? Personally, I don't like it." And I'm like, "Yo, brother, we have known each other forever. These are one of the things that you just fucking don't talk about, or you lie about it."
Yeah,
And I'm like, "How do you?"
I lied to his face.
How do you not like that bag? 1 and 2, brother. You know I'm gonna see that. I have friends that even if I don't believe in what they're doing, I'll just say, hey,
support
great job. You did a good thing. T-Martin just came out and said, I don't like this fucking thing they did. I was like, yo.
You know what? I'm going to unfollow them for you.
Thank you, man.
Oh, no, I'm not.
but hey, I stand in solidarity with 100 Thieves and Gucci.
I appreciate that.
So
I
I expect a bag in my
Thank
mail.
That really hurt my feelings, Trevor.
We gave yours to Dylan Francis.
That cuts deeper because it's probably true.
We did not have many bags to give away. I've had many messages from people that are very upset.
Some drops are meant to be purchased only.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Tucker, we love you. Guys, if you haven't followed Jericho, go follow him everywhere on social media. He'll be linked down below. This is another fantastic episode of the Courage and H-Shot Show. Shout out again to Cash App and Truly. We absolutely love to work with you guys. And with that being said, if you guys enjoy these more Shoot the Shit type podcasts, be sure to leave a like. Remember, 5,000 likes on this video. And what did we say Tucker will do?
I think we said we'd stop global warming.
No, we changed it.
We're not. It was daylight savings. We're not doing that.
5,000 likes will stop global warming.
Okay. We can do that. 10,000, we let it keep going. Guys, thanks so much for tuning on in. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.